Hi, ISRA. Hi, Maria. Hi, Dhruv. I know you guys are the co-presidents of ISRA. So I guess just the biggest question right now is, what do you guys serve? Like, what is your club mission essentially?
Yeah, so we so just around like north of Singapore is an area called the Rakhine State, and the Rakhine State is situated in Burma and is home to an ethnic minority known as the Rohingya. So the Rohingya are a Muslim ethnic minority that live in Burma, and as they're a minority, they're actually discriminated and persecuted against. And the term has been coined by the United Nations as ethnic cleansing against the Rohingya refugees. And what this has caused is that many Rohingya refugees have actually crossed the border over to places like Bangladesh. And in Bangladesh, there's one particular refugee camp, and it's actually deemed the largest refugee camp in the world. And it's called Cox's Bazar. So we know that we can't really serve with the geopolitical tensions that are going on in Myanmar. But what we can do is help the refugees that are in these camps. So Israel works together with organizations such as UNICEF, the World Bank, Save the Children, to provide basic necessities to help children and help people that are acclimatizing to their refugee life and people that who have been really traumatized by the ethnic conflict that is currently going on in Burma.
So I guess I know you kind of touched upon this. You can't really do direct service just because of, like you said, the geopolitical tensions. So how specifically have you served in the past? And I mean, obviously ignore like these new circumstances of the pandemic.
So our service club is divided into two parts. We have advocacy and fundraising, and we think that both are equally important because raising funds through the fundraising helps to provide children and families living in the refugee camps with necessary supplies. And then the advocacy is crucial because a lot of people, despite the magnitude of this issue, are not aware of all that is going on in Burma and Bangladesh. So by bringing in speakers in the past, we're able to raise awareness and educate their students and faculty about um, the events in Burma and Myanmar and in Burma and Bangladesh and what is happening to these innocent people. And then by holding certain fundraising events, like we during COVID-19, during the online school that we had, we were able to raise funds that could go to directly help the Rohingya refugees because in the camps there are a lot of people in very cramped um, houses and living conditions. So by raising money, we're able to help them with continuing to buy the necessary supplies, but also with purchasing masks and other supplies they need during the pandemic.
Um, I know some of the people might not be aware of this, but I know you've also had like speakers come talk to your club as well. Do you guys want to just talk about that?
Yeah, sure. So on the advocacy side, we've contacted a few speakers who work for the World Food Program. And last year we actually had a speaker named Mr. Degang Liu, who used to serve as the head for the World Food Program in Cox's Bazar, the refugee camp that I alluded to earlier. And it was, I think, like the best part about it was that we can try to show videos, we can try to advocate around SAS. But I think someone who was on the ground, who was at the refugee camp, was really able to tell our members his own experience at the refugee camps and his own experience providing basic necessities and helping these traumatized refugees that have just come from a brutal war.
What do you guys plan? How do you guys plan on serving, especially considering that there are so many restrictions around just even being in person and that kind of thing at school?
With regard to advocacy, we hope to continue drawing awareness to this issue, but obviously we will have to alter any ideas that we have had in previous years, and we're hoping to create possible speaker opportunities during advisory for advisories who are interested in learning more. Also, we are working with Miss Green to create a possible genocide week, genocide awareness week, in which we discuss the Rohingya refugee crisis, but also other crises worldwide and past genocides. in order to further draw awareness and educate those who may not be aware because oftentimes the Rohingya crisis is not in the news that we see on a day-to-day basis, especially with all that is going on in the world currently. In terms of fundraising, we hope to have fundraisers. Again, it will be difficult to plan it out and find ways to reach people online, but we hope to work with again, advisories and our members to reach out the different grades and people who may not have heard about our club yet.
So I guess just kind of wrapping up, is there anything you'd want to tell future members of ISRA, like any potential members of ISRA?
I think that one thing we can say is that a large percentage of our club are seniors. So I think that we really want freshmen and sophomore students to come to our club, and they're going to get a lot of opportunities, since obviously after in a year or two, all the leadership positions will be going to the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. And we really want them to get to know our club, and we're really going to engage these underclassmen in our activities. And they're also going to have these key leadership roles that they'll be in charge of when it comes to planning activities.
Yeah, and definitely it's okay if you don't know a lot about the area in which we work. You don't know a lot about the Rohingya people, or you haven't really been a part of any other service clubs. Like, we definitely love to have anybody come join our meetings and learn more about what we do, because we welcome anybody and we would love to have you guys there.